Hello guys, good morning and welcome you all in your favorite channel, that is MP Yadav. And today we come in the garden of Mirabilis Jalapa. So what is this? This is a flower whose name is Mirabilis Jalapa. Okay, there are several names of this very flower. It is Mirabilis Jalapa, 4 o'clock plant, and Gule Barnes, Marble of Peru, etc. But today I am here. Why it is important? Why this plant is very important in the biological science? So we will talk about this. As far I think that you have learned about Mendel's law of dominance. Okay, as we know that in 12th class we have studied about Mendel's experiment. He did two experiments, that is Mendel's monohybrid cross and the Mendel's dihybrid cross. Okay, and in the monohybrid cross he did two experiments, that is law of dominance and law of segregation or law of purity of gametes. So this experiment is based on the exception, or we can say that exceptions of law of dominance. So simply we can say that the experiment of incomplete dominance. Okay, as you know very well that Mendel's state that in a pair of contrasting factors, one is dominant and other is recessive. Okay, however, a German botanist Karl Correns in 1900 did experiment on law of incomplete dominance. He conducted that when we cross between the two varieties of this very plant, we can say that Mirabilis Jalapa, it is also known as 4 o'clock plant, because it flowers at 4 o'clock, and at this time it is 5 o'clock. That's why we can say that it flowers at 4 o'clock, and you can recognize it at any time after 4 o'clock, 2 to 3 hours. Okay, now we know that after when Karl Correns conducted his experiment, then he found that after crossing between the two varieties of this very flower, that is red and white, it produces a pink flower in F1 progeny. Okay, it produces a pink flower in F1 progeny, which means that this flower is neither dominant nor recessive, or we can say that it is not according to Mendel's law of experiment. So this also states that he also did further experiment on this very plant. So we can say that when F1 progeny are self-pollinated, then it gives F2 progenies which contains red, pink and white in the ratio 1:2:1, where pink intermediate was heterozygous phenotype. So we can say that the two varieties we have taken, that is red and white, but the intermediate flower, or we can say that intermediate variety in the F1 progeny was pink. So this states that it was incomplete dominance. It does not follows the law of dominance which was given by Mendel's. So it was Karl Correns who did experiment on this very plant, that is Mirabilis Jalapa. It is known as Marble of Peru. So we can say that it was Mendel's who laid a foundation, but it is Karl Correns who is credited to the actual discovery of incomplete dominance. So I think that you like this very video too much, and if you like this very video, then please do